Hello and welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do weekly and monthly energy reads with candle magic assistance. I do divine and spirit guide message reads with candle magic assistance or pendulum assistance. I do yes and no tarot, I do predictive tarot, I do energy read tarot, and I do active magic candle magic tarot. This one's with a slight twist. This is a yes or no read. But if you do not like your outcome, all of these spell plates have a different focus, a different conjure oil with them that will allow you to have an influence on the person's, the target's decision making. So if you don't like your outcome, you can harness this magical energy to try and impact the person who has that decision making capability. It is not a heavy domination work. It is a suggestion work. I don't personally do a lot of heavy domination work, but what this will do is help you change their mind if they have hastily decided, if they have a bias against you, if you are unhappy with the outcome. This pushes an energy towards them that will make them reconsider. And the way these active magic candle magic readings work is I have conjured magical energies for you to use. So that's how this spell works. I'm empowering you to do your own magic and make an impact in your own life. Also, don't forget to enter my giveaway. Drop a comment in the comment section down below. Hit that post bell notification so that you can be notified whenever I post. I have been streaming live, so please remember to do that so that you can catch me live where I have been giving away free readings. It's one of the things I'm doing during the lockdown to try and help lift people's spirits. We'd all like a glimpse of the future. Do know that this is a timeless reading though, so whenever you see it is the right time for you. You can see it 2 days after I post it or 2 years, and it will still be the time for you to be viewing it. So we have 4 piles today. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, this is pile number 4. There's going to be an insert in a moment so that you can pick your pile, and the way that you do that is to concentrate and see which one calls out to you. That's the message you're meant to receive. Again, all of the conjure oils I will go over at the time of the reading so that you know what focus they have. All of the candles have a different focus in a different area of life. I will go over it at the time of the reading, as I don't like it to impact your decision. Also, one more thing, if you have any suggestions about the type of active magic you would like to see me do, drop a comment, let me know, and I will consider it. Thank you for joining me. Hello and welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading, and I will be going over what's on this spell plate and what it is meant to do. The candle flames will be flickering today as I do have my air conditioner going. It is quite warm where I am. So today I have the black candle is anointed with some lemongrass to help dissolve any energetic blockages, to open the mind of the person whose mind you are trying to change. I have road opener oil for the same reason, and then I have High John the Conqueror oil, and that is for that, it's mild domination versus heavy domination. I don't try to control other people with magic, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with giving them an energetic nudge to say, are you sure? Maybe you want to change your mind. So this is the Come to Me pile. It is kind of a complicated working, so I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. In every candle working, there is a past, present, and future. So in this area, this is the past and this is the future. We're trying to change the decision of the past in the future. Now, only access this active magic if you do not like the outcome of the reading. There is some black salt, which is actually, I only use it for protection. I don't actually curse people, but I do uncross and I do break curses. So I have protective black salt that is a combination of holy wood ash, charcoal, some powdered lavender because it helps obscure the work from other people, regular salt, and did I cover everything? I believe so. What else did I put in you? Oh yes, burdock root. So I do make my own black salt, as most witches do. In the present pile, I have the white salt, which is actually to try and reflect new ideas into the mind of the target, to open up energetic blockages. It is mixed with sugar to try and make them more amenable to suggestion as well. Everything's going to be blown all over the place today. That is to try and introduce a new idea after you've opened the doors for another, and then this kind of dissolves the old idea and makes room for the new one. I have mint for communication to open up those energetic pathways. I have flaxseed oil to try and make things manifest here in the physical world. Actually, they're flax seeds. I have some oregano, which protects the work. I have some, I do have lavender oil mixed in with the salt and the sugar, as well as eucalyptus. That is to dissolve energetic blockages, but also, again, to calm the situation, to make sure that everyone is amenable. Carnations are always used for power in folk magic. This adds a little bit of oomph to that spell. And then I have white rose heads. That is to make this a friendly working. Make sure that it is peaceful, kind, conciliatory. This is a good, kind working energy. And I think that is it for the spell plate right now. Oh no, I'm sorry, I also have catnap. That is to attract. That is to attract the energies that we are trying to interact with. All right, let's put this over here. If need be, I will go to the pendulum if this particular reading is unclear. If you do not like the outcome of this particular working, of this particular reading, if you wanted a yes and you get a no, that's when you would try and hone in to those magical energies to kind of push them towards the person you're working on. And if you like the outcome, then what you would do is you would also do that, but you would do it in a friendly fashion. So it would be a thankful sort of energy. You would harness it and push it towards that person with good intent to keep it in place. If you don't like the outcome, then you push it towards that person as kind of an irritant, something to prick at their consciousness, something that will nag at them to make them think, maybe I made the wrong choice. All right, here we go. I have the Six of Wands in the upright. I have the Empress in the upright. I have the King of Pentacles as the foundational card. I have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I have the Seven of Swords in reverse. I have the Six of Swords in reverse. I have the Five of Pentacles in the upright as the internal. King of Cups in reverse as the external. World in the upright as the hopes and fears. I have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright in the first outcome area with the Ten of Swords in reverse. And then the Lovers in reverse as well. I've got the Hermit in reverse, I've got the Page of Cups in the upright, and then I have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is about trying to bring someone back to you, it looks like. Somebody, it does look to me to be a personal relationship. It might be a work relationship. It might be that you've been furloughed and that you're hoping that you will be called back soon. This is a general reading. It can't hold true for everybody, so multiple scenarios will be obvious within this reading. So there is something personal, there is something professional. Somebody's had a roommate deciding to leave as well, and they would like that person to decide not to. It was following an argument. Some things were made clear. There was a misunderstanding. There was a misunderstanding. It did have to do with money. There is this is, by the way, this is looking like a no to me, by the way. At the current outcome, it looks like a no to me, that whatever you're asking, the answer is currently no. If you do not like that, that's when you grab onto that energy, you push it towards them to say reconsider. If you do, then you push it towards them to hold it in place, to hold their decision in place. It is a mild domination for decision making as well. Okay, so the other thing that I have going on here is that there has been a fair amount of angst involved in a relationship that seems to be irrevocably broken. It is not. It can be retrieved. This person is pretty uncertain about their outcome now, and in fact, most of what's going on in the world is what's influencing them. Once the shutdown, lockdown is over, this is a timeless reading, but whenever you do see this, you have not been in contact with the person for some time. It does look to me like you will be within the next 4 to 6 weeks. At that time, if you need them to come towards you more quickly, there is at least one person in a romantic scenario where this person's coming back regardless. It's only use this if you want to speed up the process. They're taking their time, they have some things to sort out. I would personally suggest not messing with this and allowing them the time they need. They're actually healing from something. I do have some mild energetic blockage around progress being made. In terms of the furloughed and or laid off people, part of what's going on there is that they do need the restructuring to kind of take root. There's a restructuring in the working area. It does look good to me. It does look good to me. Again, this is mostly a delayed. It's not a solid no. It's not a solid no. It's a no in at least one instance, and I believe that's the roommate situation. In all others, there's a delay. It's a temporary no. In those instances, it's going to be entirely up to you whether or not you want to kind of push on the situation to see what you can do. In the roommate situation, there was just kind of a big misunderstanding. One of the ways that you could change this person's mind is to first present your case, tell them what went wrong, step away from the situation, and that's when you would try and harness this magical energy to kind of push towards them. In the case of the personal relationship, gosh, there's just something else going on, that they're feeling kind of depressed, they're feeling very anxious, and they don't really know what to do with themselves. Give them the time they need to straighten their head out. That way, when they do come back towards you, you're going to get somebody who's in much better shape. I did stack my decks before I took the insert pictures, so here we go. Let's get everybody unstacked, and I'm going to go directly to the Fairy Oracle to see if there's any kind of clarification, because I have multiple scenarios playing out here. The one that I have to admit that I think is the best one to leave entirely alone is the person who is, are they coming back to you? Let it take the time it needs to, because in personal relationships, if you force the issue, you can often make that magical energetic change, but then something else goes wrong. Magic usually does have consequences. This is, again, there's one solid no and there's a couple of mild wait type of situations. In at least one instance, and I do believe it is somebody who's working in a banking industry, there's going to be more than one person too. I would go ahead and start job seeking. You are going to be called back, but you're not going to like the atmosphere when you return. You might want to use this working to try and influence the person that you would be asking for a reference. It's not that they wouldn't give it to you, it's a little bit against company policy, but in lieu of the situation, they'd be willing to. You're going to encounter some resistance there. You might really want to utilize this working. Somebody is also trying to resolve a hope. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. Well, that is wonderful. Hey, I really like that. That does seem to me to say, if you hang on, you're going to get the outcome that you want. Now, I'm a big believer in influencing things in the direction that you want to quite clearly, but I'm not a big fan of trying to control everything with magic. Pile number one, at least two groups here. You're going to benefit not from this magic as much, although you're welcome to utilize the magical energies. And again, focus, draw it towards you, and then push it towards your target. But in the come to me group, sometimes being patient is what is going to be the best thing and yield the best results. Yeah, this person is dealing with something and they're working hard on it. You have not actually been rejected. You haven't been rejected. Somebody is trying to sort out a financial problem with their mother, it looks like, as well. You're wondering if you approach your mom for some money, is she going to be able to help you out? And I would suggest that you go ahead and push the yes towards her first, because she's going to give you a lot of grief otherwise. In the roommate situation, again, it's a misunderstanding, but I think maybe to preserve the friendship, you might want to go ahead and let that particular situation go. There's multiple, come back to me sort of energies surrounding jobs. I bet a lot of people have been waiting. Perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Hope and perseverance, that's wonderful. This is a really interesting read. I kind of dig it. Let's see. I have Trinka 5, manifesting money and income. That makes a lot of sense as well with the job-seeking energies. I am not going to pull a romance angel or anything. I really don't think it's necessary, but I am going to consult the pendulum on something simply because On the waiting for someone to come back into your life energy, I just want to make sure that that is the sort of divinely advised course of action. Now, it's going to be a little bit interesting because typically the thing that I channel, not the biggest fan of magic. It doesn't like poo-poo it, but it doesn't, the celestial and divine beings that I interact with for magic, and that is why I make everything look so pretty, by the way. I conjure celestial, angelic, or universal and divine magic. And just what I offer to those spirits, what I offer to those entities and powers is beauty. They are very, very, I wonder if I'm going to get dead air here. Hey, can I get some guidance here? I just want some guidance on the people waiting for someone to come back into their life. It's a no contact type of situation, and you're wondering if they're coming back to you. You may get a no as well. This is my pendulum. You may actually see my arm move just the tiniest little bit because I use an exceptionally heavy pendulum. But otherwise, we're getting to no? All right, there we go. We've got no. Is there a situation where someone is hoping that someone they have a romantic interest in is coming back to them? This is going to be a bit of a lay down because if it doesn't say yes, like there's there's almost no way someone who's watching doesn't have that situation. All right, they do. Is that person coming back to them soon? Better define soon too, because I have a feeling I know where this is going. Yeah, no. Are they coming back to them in their due time? I kind of thought. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty solid yes. Awesome. Is it a good idea to use this working to try and to push them along? Are you really going to do that? Okay, I'm getting a will not answer. Will using this working help speed the process? Now it's going to yes. As I said, what I channel is the advanced spirit of communication. It's the Archangel Gabriel in certain belief systems and the one that I was raised in. And it's not so much with the magic. Again, I use angelic magic, so they're all on the same team. But this particular energy gets a little well, spooky. That is the energy of what I channel. Has a tendency to be a little patriarchal with me. There we go. Oh, fine. What are you doing now? All right, no. All right, according to Spooky, no. Is this working going to be helpful in the job situation? Okay. Is there any of because there were multiple scenarios in here, are any of the scenarios just kind of a no-go, please don't use the work? Well, that's a no. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your help. I'm going to put this down now. And I'm going to put it down with kind of a clatter. Just because that's why sometimes it almost looks like my wrist is moving. It's not. It's just almost impossible not to have my the arm muscles react just the tiniest bit to the weight moving back and forth. So I kind of like that. And I do like that the powers that be chimed in with the, hey, there is absolutely no harm in trying to use this. In the personal relationship situation, honestly, I would say try and be patient, but it looks to me like there has been some suffering going on and you feel quite rejected. I would go ahead and give it just that little tiny energetic push. Remember, the intent that you bring to magical energies is a very important part of it. This working, by the way, cannot be misused for heavy domination. It can't be. I didn't imbue it with the correct ingredients or the correct intent. So this is really for a situation that you can't decide to, for instance, break somebody up with this. Hey, come to me. I want you to leave your other person and come to me. That will not work. I didn't actually empower and activate this particular spell working to do something like that. And breakup work is not something that I personally do. It just that magic comes with consequences, and some situations do not benefit from magical interference. I think this particular grouping, I think really would on most fronts. There is one area, I don't know that it's necessarily going to help as much with your mom. I think you're going to kind of get the business one way or the other about meeting alone, but that does actually happen. By the way, I will be streaming live regularly, giving away free readings while I'm online, but I can't quite use the scheduler. So the only way to know when I'm doing that is if you subscribe and hit the post notification bell so that you get an alert when I am online. And then also, if you want to enter my giveaway, please just drop a comment in the comment section down below, as well as any suggestions that you have for this type of work. What kind of magic work would you like to have incorporated into your reading, so that if you have an outcome you don't like, you have some energy available to try and impact it. Also, if you would like to book me for a private reading, there's going to be an insert in a moment that will contain all of the information on how to do that. Thank you so much for joining me. I kind of liked that pile. It was short, it was sweet. The people who are waiting for somebody to come back to you, they're on their way back. It's taking more time than you want, but they do have healing to do, and they have some issues of their own to confront. For the furloughed people, the laid off people, I got the sense that there is one area that you are not likely to be called back. And oddly enough, I think that was working for a law firm. I can't swear to that, but there was kind of a paralegal energy in one of those cards that says to me, it's time to start looking. Go ahead and use this spell working to try and influence whether or not you're given severance when they actually, it looks to me, terminate the position due to no fault of yours. I think one of the partners might be retiring. So, thank you again for joining me. Take care. Be well. We are all going to get through this. No matter when you see this, this is a situation at hand. Remember, reach towards the future. Always look towards the future. Don't fight the future. There's no way to win. It is better to lean into the changes that we need to make in any situation. And even though change can sometimes hurt, it does help us grow. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next time. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, then this is your reading. This is your candle working, and I will explain what's on it, how to use it, and what it is anointed with. But first, let's talk about the positions on the candle. So in this side will be the past of a situation. This side is a present. And it's flipped in because it's a mirror image for you, but that's the way to read any candle. It would be over on this side would be the past, and over on this side as you're facing it. But in this instance, I dressed it so this is the past of the situation. This is the present of the situation. In the in the past of the situation is the decision that you would like to reverse potentially. See what this reading yields. If you do not like the outcome, that's when you try and grab these magical energies for you to focus. You're the person actually doing the magic here. I simply conjured the magic for you, and you're the person in charge of pushing it towards your target, focusing, grabbing hold of it, and bringing it to bear on the person you would like to influence. This is a suggestive work versus a domination work. So the black candle is to help remove the old idea and to dissolve the barriers around opening the mind up. It is anointed with lemongrass for the purposes of dissolving those barriers, road opener for the to open the mind, and then High John the Conqueror oil. And that is to conquer the will of the person that you are targeting. This candle was anointed with Crown of Success oil. Quite frequently, this has to do with loans, with business, with jobs. This is a way to, if you've had a job interview, you haven't heard back, and they say that you're the second candidate, this is one of the ways to try and change their minds. The rest of what's on this plate is, now I have black salt. Now it is witch's black salt, and I don't curse people, so my black salt is only powered to uncross and to protect. I actually, the type of deities that I work with, the type of powers that I work with, I don't do baneful magic because I'm not sure they would assist me, but my intent is always very, very important. This black salt is made out of holy wood ash, of charcoal, of white salt, of pepper, of lavender, some burdock root, and it's all ground together. It is to draw down negative energies and return them back to source. I also don't do return to sender work. So anything that I'm uncrossing, I'm simply removing the energy and putting it somewhere that it won't hurt someone. Then in the trying to change their mind, to open them up, to make their minds reflect the ideas that you would like to, I have white salt mixed with sugar and lavender oil and eucalyptus oil. The lavender is actually to kind of obscure this working and to calm the situation, to make it a friendly working. The sugar is to sweeten it. The salt is again to dissolve barriers, to protect the work, and also to reflect your ideas into the mind of the person that you're trying to influence. Carnations are always for power, so you're always going to see those on my work. That's to help amplify it, kind of give it some oomph. I have mint for communication. I have oregano, which also helps protect the work and also helps insinuate yourself into somebody else's thought process. That sounds a little more sinister than it is. It's just putting yourself in somebody's consciousness so they kind of can't get it off their mind and makes them reconsider. Then the white roses are actually to make this a friendly working, to make sure that we're working in peace, in harmony, and with the spirit of diplomacy and kindness. Oh, we got somebody just leapt off the plate. That is the mint. Oh, you know what else I have on here? I have flaxseed to help bring things to be in the physical world. I will be back giving later. And then I also have catnip, which is to attract. There we go. Let's put you over here, guy. All right, here we go. Let's see what our predictive spread is. And again, there will be multiple scenarios reflected in this. If you do not like the answer, this is one of the ways to use this, is to grab hold of it and to push it towards them with the suggestion, change your mind. And if you do like the working, then you can also grab hold of this, push it towards them to keep the decision that you want. It's an influential magic. It's something that is highly suggestive, so you can also use this to make sure that the suggestion that you're giving to them is you've made the right choice. Don't keep looking. I have the Princess of Cups in the upright. I have the Four of Cups crossing it, the Fool, Queen of Wands in reverse, Eight of Cups in the upright. I have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright, 888 progress. Two of Cups is the internal influence, with the Magician in the external influence. I have the Chariot in the hopes and fears. I have the Princess of Wands in the outcome. I have Justice in the upright. I have the Nine of Swords in the upright. I have the Nine of Pentacles in the upright. Eight of Wands in reverse, with the Three of Wands in reverse as well. So this can be about seeing the fruits of your labor, and at the moment it is a blocked and delayed energy. I am filming this at the time of the lockdown shutdown. This is a timeless reading. There has been a delay in this particular situation. This again is the crown of success. You're trying to accomplish something that you've been after for a little bit. This looks like a solid yes to me, but it's going to take more time than you want it to, because I do have some blocked communications. Everything else is exceptionally positive. The external influence, by the way, being the Magician, does suggest that you can use this to try and influence the situation as you like. If for some reason you do not like the solid yes on this, because it all depends on your question. If it's, am I going to fail? And the answer is yes, then you want to change that. I like this though. It is a very positive answer, except for you're suffering from some anxiety and depression. You want more progress than you're seeing. You're getting a little antsy. You're discontented with the pace at which this is going. You're wondering when you're going to go towards the new beginning that you want. For some people, this is absolutely about job seeking. You have not heard back on something yet. It's going to be delayed. It's going to be delayed about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. You can speed that up very slightly by using this. You are trying to form a new relationship. Overall, I really like the look of this. I would suggest using this working only if you are in a mad hurry and wish to bring even more pressure to bear. But there's something in this that has nothing to do with you. There are extenuating circumstances that are kind of delaying what it is you want to come to you, but it's going to come to you. The eights are always about progress too. What have I got here? Justice and the Nine of Swords. You're nervous. You're very nervous. You can also utilize this work to suggest yes. That's the other thing is, even if you are getting, this is to me a pretty hard yes. Even if you're getting the yes that you want, you can grab this and push it towards them to try and firm that up, to try and make it come to you a little bit more quickly. I'm not necessarily sure that you need to. This is unsurprisingly with the conjure oil, this appears to be a matter of work. This appears to be a matter involving your physical security. For someone, it is you're trying to hear back on whether or not you're a freelancer and you're wondering if you have gotten the gig. You are in competition. And they are a little hazy on that. You do want to go ahead and do some pushing on that because they are weighing out a couple of choices. Gosh, you are very, very frustrated with the pace of this. I have somebody else who's trying to hear back on an offer that you put in. It's been taking quite a while. I believe it might have been on a rental property. They're considering not renting at this point. I would go ahead and use the working to try and push for the outcome that you want. Is there anybody else here? Is anybody else here? This is also, there is a personal relationship at play. You're hoping that you're going to be the choice in what may be a three-party situation. They're still a little bit up in the air. They're still a little bit up in the air. I would go ahead and use this again to push towards whatever outcome it is you want. Obviously, it's likely to be you want them to say yes and for them to come to you. Tree wisdom. The tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound it makes. So, this is a good grounding energy. One of the things that you can do when you're trying to reach out with your intuition to try, because we all really do have our answers within. One of the things that you can do to try and hone and develop that is to go out, do some grounding work, do some walking, do a little bit of gardening, walk your dogs, go for a walk in the park. Anything that makes you interact with nature, with this physical world, will ground you, and then it's an excellent time to try and meditate. What happens sometimes when we meditate and we're not adequately grounded is that's when we open up our minds to anxiety and fear, and we bring in those kind of counteracting energies, particularly when trying to manifest. You have the Magician and the Upright. You're actually very good at manifesting. Somebody, there again, general reading, it's not going to hold true for everybody. Somebody's already done their own candle magic work. If not candle magic, they've tried to do magic. It did not work, and it's because you didn't do it in the proper atmosphere. You just went out and kind of found a spell, but you don't have a practice. You were just trying to accomplish something in this one instance. I would go ahead and suggest using this as well. Because your magic didn't land in the wrong way. You're not going to get a rebound and have something funky happen to you, which, by the way, is one of the dangers of doing magic incorrectly, is that you will get odd results. But it fizzled. It fizzled. It was a lead balloon. The intent was there, but you didn't have your space cleared enough, so the energy was just kind of held down and it couldn't go forth. You also didn't release the spell correctly. So again, I would go ahead and try to add to this. I have discovery, professional assistance, and fear. I did have fear in the reverse. I typically do not read these in reverse. Oh, well, that's about this working, isn't it? That took a moment to land. It was like, wait, what? You don't need to be afraid of this type of magic, by the way. Who's ever watching and is having the, eek, what am I interacting with reaction? You do not need to be afraid of the type of magic I do. I do celestial and angelic magic, which is the same thing as universal and divine. I am not conjuring anything scary. I'm not making bargains with spirits and trading them things in order to have them impose my will on someone. What I'm trying to do is draw the manifesting energies towards people, and it is for the highest good. It is to try and speed up divine timing. I find that it is very, very, very useful indeed, but it will not completely subvert the will of someone. And the type of magic I do It will fizzle, it will fall flat if you are trying to harm another person. And that is just something that I have built into almost everything that I've ever done. And it's simply because whatever you do, it's to protect the practitioner as much as anything. Whatever you do will come back to you. And it will come back to you more strongly than you have put it out there. So, for instance, if you are, and that's not, some people don't believe that. I firmly do. I think if you try and do something to exert your will on somebody, that you can absolutely do that. But be prepared, because when it comes back to you, it will have an unintended consequence. So as for instance, if you were to do breakup work on somebody and they broke up successfully and they came to you, that would all work. And then you might lose your job. Your home might catch fire. The energetic universe gives, and if it's not something that you're meant to have, it will then take away what you're not, something to counterbalance. And that's something to think of when you're trying to get what you want without it being truly meant for you. Most of the things that I do are to amplify the energies surrounding those things that are not going to subvert and or harm the will of another person. Every now and then I will do suggestive, highly suggestive work that is close to domination work, but it is only based on situations that I have discussed it with my clients and deemed it to be necessary. Sometimes there's at the root a misunderstanding, or people are protecting their psychological informative wounds, and they just need that little bit of push. All right, what do we got in the Making Magic deck? I have the Festival. Create an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. And then Love Charm. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Oh, is that part of what's going on? There's somebody who works in the hotel hospitality industry and you're wondering if you're going back to work. I have yeses and I have nos on this particular one. On that one, I've got kind of a solid no. It's best to start kind of figuring out how to do your job a little bit differently. But there is somebody involved who is going to be calling you back or would not be calling you back that you should try to influence for aiding you in developing something. They have very good ideas. They have wonderful contacts. So that's what you're wondering. If you reach out to a person and say, I'm thinking of going out on my own to do this, that, and the other, can you help me? Their initial response would be no, because they're afraid of some corporate backlash. But this is the type of working that you can harness the magical energy to try and send it towards them in order to make it a yes. On the job situation where there are multiple candidates, I would go ahead and give a good push. I'd go ahead and give a good push. There's a certain, this is timeless reading, but I am filming at the time of a lockdown, and there is a certain indecision surrounding the world that is delaying this decision. I would go ahead and give that energetic push. And there's somebody else who is hoping to be allowed back into a situation. They're hoping to have somebody reconcile with them. I've got a pretty good yes on that. I've got a pretty good yes on it. I'd go ahead and give it that booster push as well. They are also a little indeterminate on whether or not that is going to be the thing that they want to do. And again, it's up to you. If you would prefer a no, then don't take it. If you would prefer a yes, then that's what you would use the candles for. This is to change somebody's mind. And sometimes that means simply to keep the door open. That might be what you wish to do, because right now for the energy surrounding a relationship, the timing is just not right yet. They have something that they need to accomplish in their own professional capacity before they're able to. I have, yeah, there it is, yin and yang, door to personal healing and happiness, with a woman holding a coin in the upright. Better balance is going to serve that particular situation. The person that you are hoping to kind of connect with, it's more than just a personal relationship. There is something that you're hoping to develop with them. know that they are struggling with some depression at the present time. One of the things that you can use this for is also to push a more positive outlook towards them. That is another area that you can help change somebody's mind in. So if you are sensing that the person that you're waiting for the decision on, that they may be struggling with hopelessness, I would go ahead and harness this magical energy to push positivity towards them. This is when you change somebody's mind, it does not have to be a 180. It doesn't have to take it from a yes to a no or a no to a yes. What it can do is kind of course correct. Like if somebody is thinking, I don't know if everything's going to work out, then you can kind of use the spell to turn them in the right direction so that they will be able to go, well, maybe everything will be fine. And that's another way that influential magic can work. So thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this reading, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you have any suggestions about the type of magic work that you would like to see me doing in these particular type of readings, then please drop that in the comment section below as well. I have a free reading giveaway. The way you enter, it's one 60-minute reading per month for the rest of 2020, but I have been streaming live on YouTube as well, and that's another reason to subscribe and hit that post bell notification so that you can be notified when I jump online to do free readings. And I have been trying to make sure that a list is kept as to people who have had readings already, so that it's not just the same people over and over again. We're giving other people a shot. The reason I'm doing that is right now not everybody can afford a tarot card reading, but most people would like some answers. So if you would like to book me for a private reading, though, there's going to be an insert in a moment that will give you all the information on how to do that. My prices are listed on my website. I do stream live. We do not need to be in the same room together. There is an energy that is making the red candles go down very quickly. Now, the black candles are about changing the mind of somebody, kind of taking away the thought that you don't want there and opening their mind. And then the red is the one that is introducing the thought. And I gotta tell you, the red candles are burning down like crazy. So I've already got one that's nearly out, and my air conditioning is going. The black candles are taking a little bit longer, and pile number 2, whoever you're dealing with, and I believe it is mostly on the relationship issue, that person is stubborn. Still, go ahead, focus. I'm gonna pull this over here for just a moment. So again, in the past and in the future, the way a candle melts has a lot to do with how the magic is landing. Your blockages are primarily in the past. So whatever is influencing this person to keep their mind a little bit shut, it is in the past of the situation. They're highly intuitive too. I've got a couple of trails on there. On the back side of candle, it would be the psychic realm. In the front of a candle is the physical world. This is showing a lot of blockage in the past and none in the future. And again, go ahead and you can always rewind and focus, draw that energy into you. That's then magical energy that has been conjured with intent, and you can use it to just focus and push it out towards who you would like it to go to. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you next time. Welcome back. If you chose candle number 3, then this is your reading, and I'm going to explain to you what is on the spell plates, what the candles are anointed with, and what this is hopefully going to accomplish. Now, my air conditioning is blowing like gangbusters today, so you will see a lot of flickering in the flames. I'm going to tell you what the candle plates mean and how to work with the energies here. So on this particular side of the candle is going to be the past of the situation. When I dressed these, I had them oriented in the correct way, but typically when you're facing a candle, to the left will be the past, to the right will be the future, in the back of the candle will be the non-physical world, and the front of the candle is the physical world. So when I dressed this candle, this was in the past position, this is in the future position. What we're trying to do is dissolve the previously held notion, the previous decision that was made by this person, and to change it in a way that benefits you. This is the energy of what you're trying to make this person think. This is a suggestive type of magic. It is not heavy domination, meaning you cannot completely subvert the free will of somebody with it. You can just kind of give them a little bit of a nudge like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? That's what it would do. Okay, so the black candle is anointed with lemongrass and road opener oil, and then High John the Conqueror. And so lemongrass helps dissolve energetic blockages. Road opener helps open those roads, those pathways to allow the idea in that you want to have introduced. And then, of course, Hydron the Conqueror brings that kind of conquering energy to something, but again, it is not heavy domination work. So I have fast luck oil. That is what we're trying to accomplish. If you want something that is going to be a boon to your existence and you want it to happen quickly, this is the oil that will help. That is what our red candle is anointed with, as well as the road opener. So we also have I have Witch's Black Salt, which is what the black candle is standing in. That absorbs all negative energies, all old energies. I don't do reversal spells, so my black salt is only for protection. And when I do a curse breaking, what I do is I draw the energy away and I send it back to source. I don't do reversals. I'm not judging people who do. It's just not something I do because of the powers that I work with, which are angelic and divine. They're not into the send that icky stuff back to people thing. Then in the future position, the area that we're trying to change, I have white salt mixed with sugar, mixed with lavender oil and eucalyptus. And the reason that you have the salt and the sugar is to sweeten the mind of somebody, to kind of just make them generally well disposed towards you. I have flaxseed, that's to help bring things to be in the physical world, the material world. You can do all the magic in the world, and if it only affects the mental and the other realms, then it doesn't help you much in the here and now. I have oregano, that is to help you protect this work and also to skirt around this person, and it is an influential type of herb. I have mint to open energy pathways, that does help communication flow. In this case, I've empowered it to release the previously held notions of the person. And then I have carnations, because carnations are about power and you almost always see them in the workings that I do. I have catnip to try and make sure that somebody finds this alluring. And then I have the white roses to make sure that the spirit of friendship, diplomacy, and peace is the predominant energy. Let's see, and by the way, if you don't like the outcome of this, if you get a yes and you wanted to know, then you would use this energy. The way this works is I conjure the magical energy and then I'm giving it to you to go ahead and focus on and to push towards who you're trying to influence. It is not a spell that I'm doing. It is something that, it's magic. I brought it into this world with the intent. It is empowered, it is activated, and it's yours for the taking. I have the Queen of Cups in reverse. I have the Chariot in the upright. I have the Hermit in reverse. I have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I have the 10 of Pentacles in the upright. I have the 3 of Pentacles in the upright. 9 of Pentacles in the upright. 8 of Cups in the upright. 3 of Swords in reverse. I have the Lovers in reverse. I have the 6 of Wands in reverse. I have the Emperor in the upright. I have the 2 of Swords in reverse. I have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And then I have the Magician in the upright. Well, this is currently a no. I don't know that it's a hard no or a permanent no. This person vacillates and goes back and forth. There's multiple scenarios playing out here. Some of this is a work situation. Someone's wondering if they're going to receive a promotion when they go back to work. Currently, that is a situation that can only be influenced by directing this energy towards the kind of the big bosses of that organization. You want to push it towards them, because they're clamping down on all hiring, all promotion. They're kind of keeping everybody at the same pay grade, because now this is timeless reading, but this is being filmed at the time of the lockdown. They're in panic mode. So what you would want to do is draw on that energy and push it towards them to make them reconsider and to kind of urge them to go towards the future. That way they will be a little bit more open. It will drive you forward with success. You're currently very frustrated and you're concerned. You're wondering if you kind of need to take your show on the road. I don't think so. I think you can make happen what you want to. As I said, this is a no, but with this Magician card in the upright as the final outcome card, I think you're actually being urged to go ahead and take hold of this magical powers to use it for what you want. So you have this is a general reading, it can't hold true for everybody, but one of the energies present here is that somebody feels very blocked on their intuition. You're normally very, very good at being able to suss things out. But right now, you're out of whack and you can't feel it. That is, you're just manifesting your fears here. You're just manifesting your fears here. You are powerful. Your intuition tells you that. Make sure to concentrate on positive outcomes. Take this and turn, if you wanted a yes, take this and turn it into that. It's absolutely doable. This is not set in stone. But the current decision is a no. There's somebody here who it has to do with a trip you were hoping to take. You're wondering if, it looks like an Aries is going to be joining you. Again, I've got to know, but it's a financial concern and it's kind of made up in their head. Like they're exaggerating their woes. There's a little bit of an energy of exactly that around here. This is about making a choice, by the way. 6 of Wands in the upright. I'm sorry, in reverse. I'm getting just a solid no on several things here, and this was the fast luck. Group number 3, I didn't say this to any other group, but I'm not actually seeing any scenarios where there's a yes versus a no. There may be a personal relationship at play, but I'm actually going to have to ask Spooky about that because it's there are so many pentacles on the scene, and pentacles are about earthly matters, health matters, concerns of the financial side of life. And I would like to go ahead and ask the pendulum a couple of questions, but let me get some clarifiers first. I've been using my Fairy Oracle deck quite a bit. I find that it usually has very good advice on anything having to do with magic. Can I get a card for this, please? This is, again, it's a no at the moment. Protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking on any spiritual work. Yes, something's going wrong here with the Magician. Somebody's been doing some work. You've been doing too much. You've been pushing so hard, you've accidentally created your energy body. Fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So is that literal? Not exactly. It is about, again, opening yourself to the possibilities of the energetic universe and inviting in magical energy. If you don't believe something that will work, it simply won't. And what I've done here is I've activated, empowered, and drawn in all the magical energies you would need to try and impact your situation. But it's up to you to be the focus tool. And you need to invest the belief. That's going to be true for any of the magic videos that I've done. Is I'm giving you that magic to put to use for your own ends, but it becomes your tool. It becomes your power. It's kind of like picking up takeout in the magical sense. I have the tree of life, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. Something's a little off here with this. It looks to me like you're trying to influence a situation that does not need to be influenced. The person that you're trying to, I think trying to turn a no into a yes, it's not a permanent no. It's not a permanent no. This is a Seekers and Questers card. They have something that they need to pursue first. It does have to do with their own family matters. The reason it's a no is that they simply can't right now. Now, you can influence their decisions after they've taken care of what appears to be a family matter here. But I think you would be best to focus on your own concerns and simply wait, be patient. You've got things to work on as well. You're developing a lot. I love this 9 of Pentacles energy in the upright. I do want to go to the pendulum though. I just want to go to the pendulum to find out. This is, every now and then what will happen for me, because I am an earth sign, is that earth signs will, their energy will almost be interchangeable with cups for emotional matters. So I'm going to kind of ask, and by the way, sometimes this pendulum is a little bit snooty about not answering questions having to do with magic, because the divine spirit of advanced communication, sometimes referred to as the Archangel Gabriel, is one of the things that comes through this. And it's the magic I do is a little bit peripheral to being a conduit, being a channeler. It's not that it wildly disapproves, but it's been made very clear to me that I am not going to be getting any archangel assistance with magic. I do have angelic powers available to me, but this is a more powerful thing than I should be harnessing. You're not supposed to have too much influence. You can give things a nudge, but if we're not supposed to have so much power that we create absolutely every detail of our reality. Okay, so you might see my arm just move the tiniest little bit because this is a very heavy pendulum. May I get a no as well? I have to move my arm here. Can I get a no as well, please? Thank you. Hey, is this a personal matter being reflected here? I'm sorry, I apologize for how long this often takes. That's kind of what I thought. Is this an earth sign energy? It's not going to hold true for everyone because in general energies, it just simply cannot. Are you going around the horn there? Will not answer. Oh, you're awesome. It doesn't like me doing magic sometimes. Will you please answer me? Is this an earth sign energy reading on a personal relationship? Okay. Is that going to hold true are there multiple scenarios being reflected here? Because that's kind of what I've got. And I have something about trying to plan a trip as well. Okay. On the personal relationship, is it going to be helpful to use this magic to try and influence things? Because I have a theory here. Okay, will not answer. I'm asking you. Would it help the situation to try and turn that negative into a positive? Yes. Okay. Would it have consequences that would be felt later by any chance? That's what I thought. Okay. Yes. Is that the only scenario being reflected here where it's not a good idea to use this magic? See, that's kind of what I was getting here. All right. Will not answer. I really need an answer. Could I get an answer, please? Yes. Okay. So the other ones, you're very welcome to use the magic. I'm going to put this down. Thank you. So here's what I'm getting from the personal situation that I think involves earth signs. If you push too hard on a situation to turn a no into a yes, you can create the opportunity, you can open that door, but let the outcome come in the time that it needs to. Know that you have opened a door with this, and that's what I would suggest using this magic to do. Instead of trying to turn a no into a yes or a yes into a no, I would use this to simply ask the person keep their mind open. And the reason being is that you can absolutely use this and draw this person back to you much sooner than they might otherwise come. But they'd have to leave again. And I don't know how badly it would hurt you. And the reason they'd have to leave is that they simply have other things that they need to do for themselves. Like there is, as near as I can tell, these two aces in reverse, they kind of want to be in the upright. There is a lot of love here. There's no question about the love being there. But this person has something else going on. So that's in the personal relationship area. There is absolutely, again, there's something having to do, I believe, with a promotion. Go ahead and push that energy towards the decision makers. There's somebody trying to set up a trip later with someone who's reluctant because they're being a little bit fear ruled. I would go ahead and use it for that as well. But on the personal relationship, here's what I've got. You're super in love with somebody. And all you want in the entire world is for that person to come to you. You love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. they love you as well, but they have something that they need to accomplish to be a fit partner first. They have inner work to do. They have to resolve some issues of their own, do a little bit of healing before they're actually going to be the person who can make you happy, because they're not happy within themselves right now. I would go ahead and keep that energetic door open with this working, but I wouldn't do any more magic than you have already done or already contracted to do. And the reason is that you'll like your outcome. You're going to get a permanent outcome if you wait. This person, it looks to me, is essentially a soulmate. And you're going to get a better outcome if you're able to simply introduce the thoughts of yourself into their mind so that you're on their mind. And that's what I would use this as the influential magic to do, is to make sure that they're thinking about you, they're considering you, because they're afraid that you don't think about them any longer. And that's what I would use this particular working to do, rather than trying to hurry them up to get them back to you, simply because if you hurry the process, they love you. And even when they're not ready, they're going to come towards you, but they will simply have to, at a different date, be separate from you in order to accomplish the healing of themselves that they need to. And it's better to wait that little bit of extra time, and it isn't that much longer. It's maybe 3 months, maybe 3 months. I'm getting a tiny bit less than that, like 2.5. It's 2.5 months of continuing to be patient and focus on yourself. Introduce the thought of you into their mind with this working, but allow them the time that they need. Otherwise, if you pull them towards you too quickly, they're going to get there and they're going to say, I'm a mess. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They still have this work to do. Let them do their work and use this work to make sure that they're thinking of you, they're dreaming of you, they're focusing on you at different times. This is not subverting somebody's free will. They have a genuine love for you. I don't think you even begin to know how much you mean to this person. You mean a great deal to them. But they are trying to grow and evolve. And if you get them before they've grown and before they've evolved, then you're going to have to simply set them free for a little while to do that so that they can be in a relationship. Because right now they kind of can't. For everything else, the working is absolutely appropriate. I would just tweak it that little bit for that last personal situation, which again, it's earth signs. And for whatever reason, my third pile almost always reflects earth signs, which is funny because when I call the corners, the last sign that I call is earth as I ground with it. But my third pile has a tendency to be the earth sign Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. I am a Taurus. I'm a very atypical one. Tauruses and earth energies are slow. They're just slow. Your person really, really, really cares. And it's not going to hold true for everybody on the astrological sign, but I think it's the main influence on this. I really do. Ask to be in their mind rather than changing their mind. And that's what I would use this work for. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the thumbs up button, and please don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section down below with suggestions on what type of magic you would like me to do so that you can harness the magical energies that I conjure to impact your own life. I am taking suggestions on that. I am streaming live on a regular basis to give away free readings as well. During this is timeless reading, but we are in the middle of a shutdown. And not everyone can afford a tarot card reading, so I've just been going online and reading for people because we all want to know what our future is right now. I also give away a 60-minute reading once a month. It is announced during my monthly read, and that can be on any subject that you want. The way that you enter for that is you subscribe, drop a comment down below. Remember to hit the post bell notifications so that you can be notified if I reply to you as well. And that is one of the ways that I inform people that they have on. So, if you would like to book me for a private reading, there's going to be an insert in a moment that contains all the information on how to do that. I do stream live. You do not need to be in the same room with me. It has my website address as well, which contains all my prices. Take care. Be well. This is the only group that the red candle did not burn down more quickly. This is the universe is just saying, maybe slow your roll a little bit. What you want is yours. You have some work to do on you first too. And that's what I got from that pile. Take care, be well. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back. If you chose pile number 4, then this is your reading, this is your candle working. I will explain everything on the plate and how to use this. So what happens with these active magic, candle magic readings is that I have conjured the magical powers. I have activated and I have empowered them to do a specific thing, which is to have an influence on another person to change their mind, to help them abandon a preconceived notion or a determination that they've made. This is not heavy domination work. This is not going to put somebody underneath your control. It is, however, going to nudge them to say, hey, reconsider. And it does work. But it is up to you to be the tool that pushes this energy forward. What I told the last group was this is essentially magical takeout. You come here, you pick up your magic, go forth and see what you can manifest with it. Because of the type of magic that I do, it is limited by intent. Nothing that I do is meant to harm another person. It is an important part of what I work with. So know that if you're trying to subvert somebody's will for a reason that is not for your highest good or their highest good, you will not get quite the results that you want. You will still have results, but it can have unintended consequences. So please be aware of that. All right, so let's start talking about what we have on these candles. The black candle, which is about opening somebody's mind, making them abandon their preconceived notions, and making the red candle the influence that you're trying to have, the idea that you're trying to introduce amenable. This is lemongrass. It dissolves energetic blockages. I have High John, the Conqueror oil, and this is of course about essentially dominating somebody else's will. And there is a mild sense of domination with this. There is influence in it, but it's more about, it's like buying peanut butter cups and knowing they're in the refrigerator and going, I'm craving them. It's more that you're constantly influencing the path of somebody's thoughts rather than determining them. And it's a slightly different thing. It means that you can't make somebody do something against their basic character, but you can make them reconsider something that maybe they closed the door on too quickly. It cannot be against their morals, their ethics, or their beliefs, but it absolutely does help speed things up, sometimes turn things around, and it does involve anything that is a decision that you are not particularly pleased with at this time. So if you don't like the outcome of this particular reading, then you can use it to change it. If you do, then what you do is you draw on those magical energies and you push it towards the person to hold that in place. Okay, you hold that in place with this is your intent candle. Take the intent and you just sort of push it towards them, so that's the energy that they're inhabiting, and it will help firm up their resolve. If you do not like the outcome, then you take this energy, you push it towards them via meditation. You just kind of vision them in your eye, in your third eye, and push that magic towards them. Push that magic towards them with your intent being either spoken or thought. So this is actually peace in the home. Oh, the other is road opener oil, and that is, again, this is on the red candle as well as the peace in the home. This is to settle a fight, essentially, and that's kind of why I went into so much about how you can't dominate somebody else's will. You're not going to be able to win by magic, but you will be able to make sure that they're a little bit more open to talking. Strange thing that's been going on with the other candles is that the black candle took much longer to burn down than the red candle did, except for this particular group. My air conditioner is blowing, so it does affect the burn slightly. We're going to put this guy over here. Sorry for my insurance agent. Once more, there is flame. All right, I have the star in the upright. I have the Ace of Wands in the upright. Oh, he did have a fight. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Tower in reverse. Sorry, I was just looking at something on the depiction of that. Five of Wands in the upright. Three of Wands in reverse. Five of Swords in the upright. Change. The Devil. And this is conflict energy as well. You really did have a fight. The Devil in the upright. I don't think multiple scenarios are going to be reflected here, by the way. I have Judgment in the upright as well. I have the Page of Swords in the upright, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Cups in the upright, Ten of Cups in the upright, the Empress in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright. This is such a hard, solid yes. There is no question, yes, yes, yes. Now, yes can be a good or a bad thing depending on the question that you're asking. Yes, are you leaving me? That sort of thing. But this is a very, very positive outcome. This is about happiness, security, following the conflict. If you have any doubt that this conflict has been resolved in your favor, then make sure that you go ahead and use this to push that energy towards them. It is a temporary energy, and it was the heat of the moment. Some of this is, there's multiple scenarios going on here. It must be, again, timeless reading, but at the time of the lockdown, most of us are sort of trapped with one another. There have been disagreements. There have been squabbles. There's going to be an apology and making up. A couple of people in relationships, there's going to be some good makeup sex. Good for you. And then, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fall very silent there. There's something else going on. All right, so what's going on is that there is also a third-party situation in which you are waiting for your person to see if they are, and you've been fighting with them. You want to know if they're going to choose you and come towards you, and they're just taking way, way, way too much time. So the star in the upright is the energy of Aquarius as well. It's crossed by the Ace of Wands. You're waiting for a new beginning. Saturn is in Aquarius, and this is something that I've just recently learned about. What it does is it shakes you up and makes you drop everything that's not really meant to be in your life to help lead you towards your life's purpose. Luckily, the disruptive energy of Saturn in Aquarius is something that I personally went through for the past 3 years. But if you have not yet, you're entering into it and know that things are being shaken up. Look for some changes. There's a lot of energy around this that has to do with change, conflict within, conflict without. There are multiple people reflected here, but it all has to do with a fight around something. There has been a disagreement. It is funny. I do anoint and dress all the plates before I pull the cards, and so it's not too surprising that they do know that they do reflect the energy of the conjuring. But this one's just very on the nose. I was going to say make the first gesture, and I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. You're actually the person who should be receiving. Wait for them to communicate with you, and they will be. They're trying to feel more stable and secure. They're dealing with fear. Somebody's also dealing with a substance abuse problem. The devil in the upright is always that energy. Somebody is trying to overcome it. Almost nothing that you should do should impact the resolution of whatever disagreement caused you to part. Let them resolve that. Now, that can be the energy of Capricorn as well. I'm genuinely not seeing it that way. And again, it can be in a third-party situation. It can also be that you're the third party and you're left waiting. Know that this person is fearful. They're fearful, and it does not really have to do shine from within with whether or not they love you. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. So this is specifically for the third-party person. Remember, if they're not making you the choice, then you should choose you and go towards somebody who will focus solely on you. It's not, and this is truly not about judgment. It's about knowing what you are, what you want in your life. And if you want to be the focus of somebody in a relationship and they can't quite hone that focus down to just include you, go ahead and leave it behind. Go ahead and leave it behind and try to heal. Try to heal. And the next time that you get involved with somebody, maybe don't go near the third party energy simply because we have a tendency to repeat patterns. I think if you're patient and you wait, it will happen. I would use this working though. I really would use this working to push them. This person is stuck. They're stuck in fear, and they kind of need somebody to stick something underneath them to get them going. So go ahead and conjure this energy and push it towards the person. Hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light. Perhaps a secret memory or at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. This is not energy that has been here particularly, but something you don't know, something that you do need to know. I do think it has to do with that devil in the upright. There's something more going on with that person than you know, and this is not the third party situation. This is somebody who's wondering, there was a fight, there was a conflict, and they haven't seen the person in a while. They're waiting and waiting for, pardon that loud crash, they're waiting and waiting to see if this person is coming back to them, what the resolution will be, and they are, and I would use this working. I absolutely would use this working to make sure that you are inserted into their mind. There's somebody here who's really due an apology too. Really know that you're not going to get it for a little bit. This person has to straighten this energy out. They're doing something very self-destructive. I have the door to value in the upright. That's got to be the Ten of Pentacles energy. But what the reading is advising is that you work on building your own security and happiness first. That as much as you think this person's going to complete you, first of all, nobody ever completes another person. You have to be whole within yourself. But know that what you're envisioning can't happen until they're well. Until this person heals, then you're going to be screwing up your own happiness if you try and pull them towards you too quickly. If they're not ready and they overcome fears in a way that will simply resurface, you're going to be the person dealing with their storm warning and indecision. Oh my goodness, contract. So that's, again, very on the nose. Use this to keep yourself in their mind, but I would not personally use it to try and influence them unduly, simply because it would work. But I don't think it would last. I don't think it would last in the way that you want. They need to come to this determination naturally. They will fall back into this bad pattern if they don't. There's conflict surrounding, and the whole peace in the home thing. There's at least one roommate situation where you've had an argument, and I am just going to go ahead and hang it out there. You're the person who needs to apologize. It's okay every now and then. One of the markers of being a person who is evolving is when you can admit when you've gone wrong and where you've gone wrong. This is the only group I'm going to go to spooky for, because there was a bunch of different things, and it does have to do with trying to restore a feeling of happiness and peace, which was absolutely available in the reading. And yet still, I felt like the answer on what the person's determination that you're asking about is a no. But I feel like it's such a good reason no, that it's a universal no versus a personal no. Let's get some information here. Can I get some information? By the way, don't forget to subscribe and hit the post bell notification, because I will be streaming live on a regular basis, and I'm just reading people for free, and while I'm on. And the reason I'm doing that is that during this is a timeless reading, but this is the time of the lockdown, and I don't think I've ever been at a time period where it would be more helpful for people to know about the future than right now. But I know that it's a little bit beyond the budget of some people, and so that's part of the reason that I'm doing it. And I hope to see you there. I'm also giving away a 60-minute free reading once a month. The way that you enter is to, that was in the reading as well. It's five. That's the third five, because you had the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands, and now we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, you're waiting for that change too. This person has to heal something within. They're doing something to themselves they just should not be. I get some more spooks. This is my divine message deck that I call spooky. It reveals channeled messages. I started calling it spooky because it freaked me the heck out when it first started happening. Be grounded. You do have very, very good intuition, but you're dwelling almost too much in the higher realm, so you need to be grounded in your expectations. Live in the here and now. Live in the here and now. Go ahead and use this magic, though, to make sure this person knows that you're open to them when they're ready. And that's what I think the appropriate working is on the person who is struggling with what appears to be an addiction problem for me. And then the third party situation, they're super, super, super frightened. I don't know that that's going to resolve in the way that you want it to. And I don't know that it should. I hate the whole, and I know we're not supposed to use the word hate, but I don't like the concept of telling something this, you know, hey, you're being hurt for your highest good. Sometimes we do need some divine protection. Go ahead and take this and this. Pick these guys up. Put you up. Star in the upright. Gosh, Knight of Cups in reverse. Can I get one more card? And that's about the choice being made. The frustration surrounding this, and you're psychically pushing so hard. You might be getting reading after reading after reading on this, and you'll create an energy blockage. It's just not a good idea. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in the upright, Judgment in the upright. The choice is going to be positive, and this person will be coming towards you when they can. This is also the card of needing to be patient. A lot of the Knights in reverse, and this is the matter of our advising patience. This is patience in a matter of love. Hey, with the roommate situation, which nothing was addressed here, again, you're the person who you had a moment and it's okay. This could also be a squabble with a friend. You should probably be the person reaching out. Maybe you weren't being very reasonable. And it happens to us all. It happens to us all, and we can all get easily frustrated. Four of Pentacles in the upright. I don't know why I'm continuing to shuffle spooky here. I think it's because I'm ever so slightly discombobulated by that third party situation, because it's a lot more complicated than it sometimes is. There's kind of, oh, here we go. Hi, Insured Agent Dawn. Let's see. Where am I? Back to this for just a moment. That third party situation is strange and sticky. And you've been influenced in ways that you shouldn't have been as well. I don't know that this is a situation that is giving you what will truly serve you, help you grow. And you've gotten a little bit obsessive about it. Just a little bit. I would go ahead and use the spell to keep yourself in that person's mind, and then it's time for you to step away, is what these cards are telling me. And that's what Spooky was telling me as well. Back burner this. Put the intent that you want to in this, and then what this is kind of saying, and as much as you want this person, you have work to do. Your past relationships, and it is from formative damage, and please don't blame yourself. We all only do what we know and what we learn. You have to learn new things. I was just telling somebody else yesterday in a reading that we don't expect to be able to jump into a car and know how to drive. We don't expect to, as we're growing up, walk into a kitchen and know how to put together a 9-course meal. And we know that we have to learn a lot of skills, but we don't think about it as needing to learn relationship skills. And most of us don't learn great lessons in our family of origin. Some people do. Some people grow up in super, super healthy homes, and that's wonderful. I don't know that you're necessarily watching this video, but most of us learn things that we have to unlearn. And what the pendulum is saying, and kind of what I was feeling as well, is you need to heal your own codependency issue so that when this person is ready for you and coming towards you, it won't turn into a codependent relationship, because it's kind of primed to do so right now. You do belong together and you are meant to be together, but part of what is making the universe keep you apart is that you're not facing the stuff that you need to look at in order to have a healthy, lasting relationship. Because if you draw this person towards you, and you know, again, use the magic for whatever you want. If your intent is loving, then that's good intent. It'll still work for you. But if you draw them to you without having done that work, then your relationship will simply kind of turn sour as it becomes codependent. I'm putting out a fire. It will become codependent, and that will be problematic for the longevity and for the happiness and for your own emotional well-being. It is better to do the healing work first while you're waiting for this person who's really locked in fear. For everybody else, go ahead and change the yes or the no into the no into the yes, whatever it is that you need to do. For the people who had the fight with the roommate or the friend, go forth a little bit. Life's short. We're really, really learning that. Be the person who makes the gesture first. No one's keeping score. No one's keeping score. And you actually really miss that person. You miss having that camaraderie. You miss having that easy give and take. Whatever happened, remember everybody's under stress. If they had a human moment and reacted in a way that you don't like, remember you have likely had many of your own human moments that they let slide. So maybe be the bigger person and reach out. If you like this reading, please hit the thumbs up button, please subscribe, and if you would like to make a suggestion about the type of magic videos that you would like me to do, the type of spells, the focuses, please drop a suggestion. I do look at them. I just took one earlier and I am planning something for it. I do give away a 60-minute reading once a month. It is announced during my monthly read. It can be on anything that you like. I do so please remember to enter for that giveaway as well. And the way that you do that is to drop a comment in the comment section down below, hit the post bell notification. You will be entered for the remainder of the giveaway, which is the rest of 2020. And don't forget to share. That helps my channel grow, and that helps bring more healing energies to the world, because that is part of what I'm trying to do here. If you'd like to book me for a private reading, there's going to be an insert in a moment that has my Facebook, Instagram tags, my website as well, that contains all of my prices, and you can book me through there, and I would be very, very happy to read for you. And I do stream live, so we do not need to be in the same room together. Thank you for joining me. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to be streaming live on a regular basis, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the post bell notification to be notified when I am online. I'm not currently using the scheduler because I actually don't have enough followers yet. I'm super pleased with the number of followers that I do. We're small, but we're mighty. But I can't use the scheduler until such time as I have 1,000 followers. So I can only kind of like pop up from between the floorboard cracks and be like, hi, I'm here to do some readings. And that is what I'm doing. Please join me and I would be happy to read for you. We're all getting through things together. This is a timeless reading, but we're always, always facing pressure. Take care, be well. I hope to see you next time.